Correct.
Okay, and then if that image of me standing there is refracted and tilted up a little bit, I would apparently be in that place, but I'm still in my physical location, right?
Right. Hold on, just real quick. Okay, so if you're in a boat on the ocean and we're doing this observation, and you go out there, you're at a location, you're at a physical location, and then you continue to go away. You continue to go away from the observer. You are going to continue along the line of perspective. You're not going to go down over a curve. You're going to continue to. You're going to continue.
From the observer's point of view, you absolutely are.
Please.
That's why we lose the bottom and not the top of things.
Hold on, please. Okay, just follow along with the concept that if you are on the line of the horizon, which is apparent and created by refraction, if you continue past that into the distance, you are going to continue above that horizon.
No, if it's looming up, you're going to be below that horizon.
You'll be above
because
the
horizon is generally loomed, not sunk.
It's just as simple as this, gentlemen.
So again, I'm not sure the point you're trying to make, because we still observe things disappearing from the bottom up and not from the top down. And I haven't finished my point, Flat Earth Data, so it's good to let someone finish before you try and start. So my point is, I don't care if it's refracted or not. It is a physical location, whether it's refracted or not. We observe things disappearing from the bottom up, which supports a curve, and we don't see this kind of like fading.
No, you do not.
Nothing.
That is an apparent. That is a.
Sorry,
I'm
not going to let that go. You can say I don't think you're right because, but no, you're not.
I don't think you are right because I don't think you're right because you don't account for the apparent rising of the ground. In your model, it is based on Earth curvature. In reality, it's based on our eyesight.
It's based on Earth curvature with a standard refraction value.
No, it's not.
Yeah, we factor standard refraction into that.
I'll tell you why. In your Earth curvature calculator does not account for the ground rising based on perspective. It accounts for
standard
the ground
refraction
rising.
says that the ground would rise.
Like I said, take your own advice.
Sorry, you're right. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize.
So, in your Earth curvature calculators, you don't account for the ground rising as an apparent effect. You account for it as a physical effect. Please show me why you are conflating it as a physical effect when we know it's an optical effect.
Okay, well, I'll tell you how you're wrong. In Walter Bislin's Earth curve calculator, it absolutely does factor in standard refraction. And it even says that these observations will not be accurate over water or over long distances. And it's because standard refraction cannot be taken into account at that elevation and over water.
I'm not talking about refraction you are. I'm talking about the apparent rising of the ground.
You just said we don't take refraction into effect, and I addressed that.
I said perspective, not refraction. Stop.
You said refraction.
Listen, perspective. You do not take perspective into account in any of your curve calculators. In other words, there is not a reasoning. Let me finish. There is not a reason why you have an arc in your calculation other than you are presupposing it is a sphere. In reality, the ground rises not because of a sphere. It's because of the nature of our eye and light. It has nothing to do with the ball.
I would really
that's another baseless assertion about the nature of our eyes.
Okay, you reply to everything. No, that's fine. You carry on, man.
Sorry, Druss. Go ahead.
Well, you guys keep interrupting me when I'm not even completed. The point is your calculation, and you brought up Walter Bislin. I'm glad you brought up Walter Bislin. Why don't you go look at the flat Earth model he uses, and why don't you tell me how does he calculate for drop or anything hidden in his flat Earth model? I'll tell you because I know. He doesn't add in perspective. He doesn't add in any calculation for that. He still uses the 8 inch per mile square even in the flat Earth model. Now tell me why he would do that, gentlemen.
Can you show me where in optical science we take into account perspective, please?
So what is perspective to you, sir?
No. I'm just asking the question. I don't need you to clarify that. I'm perfectly happy with perspective.
What is perspective to you, sir? Is it a physical thing or is it an optical thing?
Waiting for your answer.
So you're asking me where does science? That's the problem, sir. Is in modern science they conflate Earth curvature for perspective. That's why you're not going to. Yes, they do. That's why
they really do not.
That's why in your Earth curvature calculator.
I'll explain to you what I think perspective is. Maybe that will help.
Don't interrupt me.
Well, I've said about 3 words, but
in
thanks
your
for that.
Earth curvature
You say another
calculation,
30. Go on.
in your Earth curvature calculations, you have an arc, my friend. From position of the observer to the horizon point, there's an arc. You're conflating Earth curvature to cause that arc. And we're saying, no, it's perspective, which you don't account for. And in your models, you don't account for it.
Okay, cool. Show me where you have an arc in the laws of perspective.
There is no arc. It's an apparent rising of the ground based on perspective, based
Right,
on
but it
light in
drops.
the aperture of your eye.
But it drops.
So in your model, you have no explanation for why the ground rises, do you?
In perspective, everything rises up to a central point from the bottom and tapers down to a central point from the top. Where does that create an arc?
There is no arc. This is what I'm trying to say.
But we observe an arc. You have to take that observation into your data, into your calculation.
In one sentence and then not in another. It's weird. I don't know what he's talking about now.
It's optical.
Right.
So
And perspective simply says double the distance, halve the size. So where in that is a curve created? And where in this natural eye phenomenon that you're talking about has that ever been demonstrated? Have you ever brought like an optometrist in who agrees with that statement or says a citation, an optometrist?
Yes. Optometrists say, well, the ground rises because of perspective.
Optometrists don't say shit about the ground rising ever. Nobody once has brought forward an optometrist citation that says that.
You got a guy down in Brighton who's a flat earther who claims to be a professor in spectroscopy or something or other, who also claims to be an optometrist as well.
At the end of the day, the ground only appears to rise. It's actually parallel, fellas. The ground doesn't actually rise.
The problem I've got, if I may respond to that.
Parallel to what?
If I may respond to that point, Flat Earth Data. The problem I've got, if I can respond to that point, Flat Earth Data, can I respond to that point? Okay, so the problem I've...
Stop repeating yourself, Fed. Shut up.
Okay, I'm trying to respond to your point, may I? Flat Earth Data, can I respond to your point now? Why are you talking every time I start talking, you start talking? Why are you doing this?
FED, chill, bro. Let him respond.
I'm asking to respond. I'm really trying to do it politely. I'm trying not to overtalk you, but every time I start talking, you start talking.
You're wasting your time. Go on and respond now.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so the problem I've got is when we look at the standard model of refraction, nothing to do with curve, but just refraction, we see that the normal refraction creates looming. Would you argue with that?
It's not physical, though. It's an optical effect.
Don't care. Don't care.
Of course you don't care. Of course you don't care.
Yeah,
because you're conflating optical for physical. Of course you don't.
Just keep repeating that point over and over again. You'll still be wrong every time.
Fed, I haven't made that claim, have I?
You just did.
No, I did not. I did not. I did not. What I said was, is in the standard model of refraction.
I don't care came out of your mouth.
Yes, I don't care whether it's physical or whether it's optical, because it's what we see. The reason I don't care is because it's what we see.
Is refraction
shut up, Fed, and let Druss talk.
No, because he won't answer the question.
Because it's not your turn to ask a goddamn question. You haven't earned an answer yet. You answered some questions before anybody else has to answer one of yours. You have to answer one of ours. Okay? So shut up until Druss is done.
Yeah, so let me get my point out. I've got you on mute, so I can't hear a word you're saying, so it's pointless over talking.
How long are you guys going to dominate the VC?
I'm going to ask this question, then I'm happily done. So the problem I've got with what you're saying, so yes, I agree. It's an apparent thing. It's optical. I agree with you on that. It's not the physical thing we're seeing. We're seeing a looming, which is a distortion of image. Now, the reason I asked, standard refraction, normal refraction we see creates looming. It raises things up. Yeah. So I would expect if the Earth plane was parallel, it wouldn't look parallel. It would look like it was rising up at the horizon. Is that not a fair inference?
No, it's not. It is incorrect.
Refraction raises things up, does it?
I would like. You agreed with that. So
no,
that's the normal state of affairs.
No, you're incorrect. Can you please show us? Can you please show us an example of what you're talking about so that you can demonstrate that there is a raising up?
Oh Dear fucking God in heaven. I mean, you've taken dozens of pictures like this.
Yes, I
before.
have, and I don't see things raising up. I see things getting closer. I see things drawing away into the distance, but I do not see looming according to your model. I don't see that. So I'm just asking you. I understand your claim.
I mean, let's just take a look at slide 22, everybody.
No, that's incorrect. I've already addressed that on my video.
Yeah,
I've already addressed it.
You're wrong then. You're still wrong. Let's just keep on talking about slide 22.
Great. Okay, in my video, I take apart why slide 22 is incorrect. Have you done that according to my video? Have you taken apart?
No, I watched your video and I knew how wrong you were.
Okay, well then
I'm
hand wave dismissing you, just like you're doing me.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But your videos and pictures are so cloudy. What you want to see in them?
Also
anyway.
cloudy.
I spoke with Andrew Thomas Young, and I showed him that video, and he said, "Oh wow, that guy's not even wrong. He's stupid
Why are you
wrong."
taking the mickey out of someone's accent, Etherband?
I'm sorry. I'm triggered.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So here was the image I was looking for. Sorry, it took me a little bit of time. Because I don't have all this shit just on my PC, because I think it's fairly well understood and well known.
Yeah, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm trying to.
There you go. There's an example. Same object, many different days, many different sizes.
Where are you posting this?
In the standard place, wherever we post everything. Debate chat box.
I don't spend time in this chat room. So where is it?
Debate chat box.
Main chat box. General.
Debate.
Oh,
debate
okay,
chat box.
Okay.
Sorry, I wasn't being clear. I was trying to be uber clear.
Okay, so
that's an example of looming, towering, stooping, and sinking, all in one set of pictures.
And they have nothing to do with curvature and everything to do with optics.
Okay.
And
yeah. Okay. Hold on. Okay. So I appreciate this this presentation, but there's no labeling, like which one is which, and because I have videos like that, I have images just like this, but this is compression, this is magnification, this is recession. This is
no, it's looming, towering, stooping, and sinking are the four things that it's demonstrating in those pictures.
No, incorrect. Okay. Show me which one is looming, please. Which one's the standard? Is it the middle one?
I'm just having a look. It's a long time since I've looked at this photo. I don't go and do this shit every fucking day for you guys.
That's okay. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm trying to understand.
No, it was more your comment. Claim. I think the looming is the middle row. The sinking is the top row, and the towering is the third row.
Okay, hold on.
And I haven't got the fourth row in there, which I should have, which is the sinking.
Okay, hold on, real quick. Okay, so you just said the looming is the middle row. So you're meaning laterally the middle row from left to right, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got 5 images there. The one image in the middle is a different tone than all of the others for some reason, right? It's almost like it was a crisp day, right? So if you look just in the middle, so in the middle, we don't see any horizon in the back. Okay. Okay, great. On the left, we see a horizon. On the right, we see a horizon. The horizon on the right is higher than the one on the left.
So just for you, Etherband, just so I don't misrepresent somebody else's work, because this isn't my work, and I don't like doing that. Same place, I've put the entire source, which then goes into chapter and verse about how they're coming to the conclusion.
Okay, but I'm having a discussion with you right now, okay? Right?
I know, but I'm not an expert on optics, and I'm not claiming to be.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not trying to claim that either. I just have experience. That's all I'm going to claim is experience, okay?
And I would agree you do, because I've seen many of your videos.
Okay, great. Okay, so my experience tells me that the conditions of the day in the middle image present to us a very crisp image. However, the conditions of the day in the distance obscure what's there. So to the left of that middle image, we have a different presentation all around. It is not crisp. The lighthouse is not to scale, but we see something in the distance that we don't see in the middle. The reason why we see it is because the conditions are allowing us to see
Yeah,
farther.
it's raising the horizon up.
No,
which is why we're seeing that horizon.
No, incorrect.
And the same way, if the Earth was flat, I would expect that everything to come to my eye line, regardless of altitude.
You're
I'm
not
going to finish my
listening.
point. I am going to finish my point.
You interrupted me. You interrupted me. Okay. Again, it's very simple. The reason why we can see a horizon to the left and to the right of the middle image is because the conditions allow us to see farther. That is not looming.
I disagree with you.
And I disagree with you.
Cool. Then we're in an impasse.
You're not in an impasse because what you're doing is you're conflating the ground rising as Earth curve. You just said it again.
No, I'm not conflating the Earth curving as the Earth
again.
rising as Earth curve. I did not say that.
You just said it. It rises. It rises.
Yes.
Therefore, Earth's a ball. Listen.
No, what I'm saying is the fact that I made a postulation. Let me make my position clear, Flat Earth.
Or optical.
I'm going to put you on mute again until I actually get my point out, because you're not letting me get a point out to rebut what you're claiming I said. What I said was, if the Earth was flat, what I would expect to see is, regardless of my altitude, because of the laws of perspective, things would come up to my eye line. That's one point. Second, if we normally see the condition of looming, i.e. things being raised up due to refraction, then I would not. I would actually expect the horizon to be above my eye line. That is what I would expect on a flat Earth.
So what you're
no
doing
curvature mentioned.
Is you're looking over an extended
Did you hear
plane.
me?
Are you looking over an extended plane? Yes or no? Are you looking over an? Are you?
No, I've made a point. I'm waiting for him to either agree or rebut to it.
So what you said is the Earth isn't flat because the rising comes to the focal point of your eye.
No, that's not what I said.
Therefore, I don't expect.
Would you like me to repeat what I said again for you, Flat Earth Data? And this time maybe don't talk so you can hear me.
Please do.
Thank you. So what I would say, if the Earth was flat, what I would expect is the horizon to come to my eye level, regardless of my altitude, because of the laws of perspective. If the plane is, far enough away, so it's going out to the extent of my vision. Yep. And the other thing I would expect, that because the normal condition that we see in the atmosphere is looming, things are raised up slightly, then I would expect actually the horizon line to be slightly above my eye line. That's what I would expect.
So that's what you expect on a flat Earth. Now, do you have two models to compare to?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. What two models do you have to compare to?
So one, I've just made my model of the flat Earth. Did you hear me talk about that? So that's my model.
You made a model of the flat Earth.
Yes, I've just made a very simple model. That was the description I gave.
What did you do to make the model of flat Earth? Please tell me.
I just used my words. Did you hear me?
You just used your words. Okay, tell me more.
Yes, you do understand that a model is intrinsically a description.
So you just used your words.
Do you agree with
that? You actually don't have a flat
wait,
Earth
can
model.
we just clear a point up? You agree?
You actually don't have a flat Earth model, but you have words. That's what you just said.
So do you agree that a model is viewed as a description?
I believe you can describe a model using description, yes.
No, a model is a description of reality.
You can use words to describe a model, yes. It doesn't mean it's reality.
No. Is a model a description of reality?
No, a model is a description of an idea.
Wow, you're so...
Okay, yeah, no, I'll give him that one. He's right. When I'm talking about a model of the Earth, when I'm putting postulations forward, I am trying to use a model to describe the reality I see. Sorry, I forgot. I should have gone into total pedant mode. I do apologise.
No presuppositions required. No, he isn't.
Yeah, you do. The Earth's a ball. I therefore assume the Earth's a ball. It's a presupposition.
No, nobody says.
Where have I made it?
You just did.
And even if it was a presupposition, it has been confirmed when we viewed it.
No, it has not been confirmed at all. That's
of
why
course
you're
it has.
it, dude.
No, it's been confirmed. I'm not debating it at all. I'm putting you right. I'm not debating it though. I'm just stating the facts, dude.
You're here because you feel threatened.
No, we're here because we like LARPing, to be fair.
You're a threatened globe believer. That's why you're here.
No. I actually, the reason that I'm here, if you want to know, rather than me telling, so I'll now do what you do. The reason you're a flat Earth you're a flat earther is because you actually want to deny reality because it makes you feel safer in your religious views.
No, I tested your model.
No. I don't care what you say.
Reality.
That's the truth of the matter, flat earth data, because I get to say what you think. Is that reasonable?
You don't converge things in your mind. You conflate convergence for Earth
Is
curvature.
that a reasonable thing for me to do? Stop telling me what I say and what I think unless I fucking
told me you have two models and you don't.
I do.
You have verbal descriptions of models that don't match reality.
No. A verbal description can be a model.
You have an Earth curvature calculator that has
because the model I'm doing is a description of reality. So what I've done is I've created a model in my mind. And then I've given you a hypothesis drawn from that model. And the funny thing is whilst you try to duck, dodge, and dive, you haven't addressed any of the points that I raised from what I would expect to see. And the reason that you haven't done that is because, again, you're over-talking me. You don't seem to have the manners that you expect from others. Is that reasonable? Do you expect for other people to have the same manners that you would like them to portray to you? Because I'll tell you now, I'm not going to stop talking until I finish my points. Because I'm not going to give up on this thing, because I'm annoyed with the fact that you keep crying out when people overtalk you, yet you are doing it more than pretty much anybody else in the room at the moment.
Stop crying and say your point now.
I'm not crying. I'm actually trying to make a point so you act like a decent human being.
Just say your point, bro.
I'm not lying, because again, that's not something we can demonstrate.
Just say your point.
So the point I'm trying to make is it's not reasonable for you to tell me what I think. You can ask me, but don't tell me what I think. And the second point is I would like to, again, haven't finished my point, but thank you very much. I'm not going to put you on mute so I can't hear a word you say. So now you're going to be redundant to my world. Goodbye.
I'm repeating back to what you said. You said if the Earth was flat, the horizon would rise above my eye center. This is your claim. But yet you have no
gave you every opportunity to have a decent conversation in a reasonable manner, and you decided not to.
Dude, it's impossible with this guy. He's as bad as Dimmock. Yeah, he's still going on.
No,
sad.
It's Dimmock. He's worse.
It's really, really sad. I mean, if he wants to actually make a point or prove a point, he's told me what I think. He's made up stuff that he thinks that I've said that I haven't. I particularly took a course where I was not trying to confirm either. I was going to draw observations from both ideas. And he doesn't want to do that because he knows he doesn't have the fucking junk to back the shit up.
Again, that's not true.
Bro.
You just conflated.
He can't hear you. You're addressing somebody. You're addressing someone who can't hear you.
You addressed that if the Earth was flat.
You're wasting your breath.
Somebody who can't hear you.
He's not listening to you.
Flat Earth Data, he muted you because you never stopped talking.
He's a little princess. Yeah, I get it.
The whole time he was trying to. The whole time he was trying to make his point. You were talking over him. So how would it be possible for him to make his point to you?
So
even after you told him to make his point, you carried on fucking talking.
Do I act like a little fucking princess, like you, princess?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. You're acting like Karen right now.
Nobody, you are Karen.
It's no name. It's actually pronounced N-O-name.
I have a question.
Loved by all and in turn loves everyone.
Flat Earth,
very descriptive language.
Flat Earth, what do you think about people like Chris Pontius who are trying to make a Flat Earth model?
So he's trying to make a flat Earth model with what? The Earth is flat. You have to make it and turn it into a globe model. So all
he's trying to make a Flat Earth model, right?
Understand optics. That's it.
And
understand optics better, and you'll realize that the convergence is based on perspective and not Earth curve.
Hey, Karen, you're out of your league, man. You're way out of your league.
Why are you interrupting me? Anytime you see an apparent effect,
because
it's
because what's good for the Karen is good for the Karen.
I did not ask that. This was not my question. This was not my question.
Definitely has a listening problem.
It was not my question.
Changes angular size has nothing to do with Earth curve. Anytime objects move bottom up, have nothing to do with Earth curve.
And things disappearing from the bottom up have nothing to do with angular compression.
This was not my
question. Everything to do with your vision, dude. Nothing to do with.
No, it doesn't. Has nothing to do with your vision. Not a thing.
Yes,
things don't disappear in the bottom of my eye.
This was not
they move away, absolutely.
No, they don't. You're wrong. 100%.
The ground
100%.
appears to rise up. It doesn't rise up. It only appears to. Do you understand?
We know it doesn't actually rise up. We know it drops, and the apparent horizon is caused by refraction.
If it appears to rise up and appears to converge, it's optical. It has nothing to do with physicality. It has everything to do with your vision and the angle of light coming off the object through
something
your eye.
has to be physically there for it to be refracted up.
No, you need light
yes,
off the object.
yes, it does.
You need light bouncing
That's
off
like
the
saying something doesn't have to be there to be reflected, dumbass. It's just a reflection. Okay, well, it has to be something physical to be reflected.
The object back to the eye. That's all it is.
It needs something physical to bounce off of, doesn't it, dumbass?
The light bouncing off the object to the eye. That's how it does it, dude. Light comes from the sun.
Seems to me
So you're saying that it doesn't require anything physical whatsoever to create that optical effect?
Object.
It has to do with the angle of light and the information of that light transferring the information from point A to point B.
At what rate? Give me a mathematical equation that describes this phenomenon.
So you have visible light.
You have data in your name. Give me the mathematical equation that accurately describes this phenomenon that you're talking about.
So what phenomenon you want to specifically talk about?
The one you're talking about right now. Give me the mathematical equation that describes this phenomenon so I can accurately test it.
So you have visible light. We can look at the...
No, sir, that is not an equation. You don't start an equation with so you have visible light. I want the fucking math behind this phenomenon. You get... Okay, Karen. Okay, Karen. I mean, look, Karen. You're the one spouting out nonsense over here with data in his name. Give me some fucking data.
Shut your trap and I'll tell you.
No, you won't, because no equation starts with so you got light.
1.22 times 0.0005 divided by 0.005 equals 0.000122 radians. Take that, times it by 57.30, you're going to have degrees. You can take 0.007 degrees,
you're talking
which is
about
the maximum angular resolution, 0.007, which is the maximum angular resolution of the human eye based on the Rayleigh criteria of 1.22. If you want to take the 1.22 divided by 57.30, you're going to have 0.0213, which if you take 60 divided by the tangent of 0.0213.
Where are these numbers coming from? It's important.
Shut the fuck up.
Where are the numbers coming from? You're just pulling random numbers out of nowhere. Where the fuck are the numbers coming from? You're just saying numbers. That doesn't mean anything.
Actually, just for clarity's sake, can you get him to define what the Rayleigh criterion is? Because I don't think he knows.
You're fucking idiot.
You're just saying numbers.
Yes, we are fucking idiots for allowing you to blather on like this. You're literally taking the Earth curve calculator and plugging it into your optics calculation.
Value of a circle. That circle radiant value is my angular resolution, which you can take 0.000122 times it by pi divided by 180. Get me what, gentlemen? Oh, that's right, my fucking.
What are the units of the equation?
My angular degrees of resolution based on the visible wavelength of light. This is calculable. You can use the Rayleigh criterion to calculate the resolver of the detail. Take 0.007 times by pi divided by
0.007 what?
0.007 degrees
what?
times
Oh,
by
degrees,
pi
okay.
divided by fucking 180 times it by the distance in miles will give you the Airy's disk blur size calculation. That's one formula you can use to determine the blur of a fucking object.
I can actually smell the smoke coming from his ears.
And that's fine and all. That's fine and all, but nothing in that equation explains why something would disappear from the bottom up first.
It does. It's called the
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't, because all those radians and degrees would disappear equally from every angle at once.
Shut the fuck up. You can only see.
So you just saying shut the fuck up, I'm wrong.
You have an orthographic view and you have a perspective view, okay? So
Do I see in orthographics?
You can. Absolutely. You can look down above on objects.
Tell you what, you can give me a heart attack, Flat Earth Data, if you can tell me who came up with the Rayleigh criterion.
No, I didn't come up with the Rayleigh criterion, you fucking
No, if you could tell me who did.
You're looking at the Bessel function, the first kind of the first order, which was 3.83.
No. Who came up with it, not what is it?
The Rayleigh criterion? Rayleigh.
No.
I'm guessing his name was...
At least he's saying
No, it was John William Strutt, who was the third Baron of Rayleigh. So you don't even know who came up with it.
The point is, the first 1.22 comes from the Bessel order, the first kind.
What did you think of Stingray's arguments, by the way? Because I know Stingray quite well. He's a good mate of mine.
About Stingray. Why are you deflecting from my conversation? I offered you a mathematical formula. Here's something you guys have to realize.
No, you've given us numbers. You actually haven't given us a mathematical formula. And you haven't given us the Rayleigh criteria formula either.
0.007 times 3.14
You've also not said...
You guys are fucking clueless.
Why does it disappear from the bottom up in that fucking shot you just spread?
Well, it doesn't. There's nothing in the Rayleigh criteria that said that it should.
Your angle below.
Oh, this is the angle of attack argument.
Your angle below the horizon line is smaller than the angle above. You actually see more above the horizon line than below because of the angle to it.
Why?
Because of the angles, dude.
That doesn't make any sense.
The angles of light bounce.
Yeah, as long as it's resolvable, then I can see it.
So why when I raise my elevation do I see more? Why do I see further?
Your angles increase, you moron. You have a wider angle of view.
No, you don't. You have the same angle of view. You just got higher elevation.
Yeah, and your
I wonder why the sun doesn't decrease in angular size.
No, because it's a long way away, and obviously orbiting. We're orbiting
it. When you go up, gentlemen, that's only possible on a flat plane. When you do it on a ball, you have to look down. That doesn't happen in reality.
Well, it does.
The higher you rise up, the ground continues to rise.
It doesn't. It measurably sinks.
Again.
And I've got lots of examples I've seen of that, where people have measured it. And even when you look at heads-up displays on aircraft, they're set to a horizon. When you measure it using actual instrumentation, you see a drop from your eye line as you gain in altitude. You're obviously not listening to me because, again, you can't shut the fuck up and let anyone else's talk. So why are you doing this? You're not interested in the conversation. I gave you another chance. You're now going to get frustrated again because I'm going to mute you. Goodbye.
Has a nose tilted 3 to 4 degrees up.
Are we all muting him now? Is that what should happen?
I think until he learns how to actually have a conversation back and forth, we all interrupt each other a bit. But if he can't do that, there are no mods in here. No one's actually modding or trying to make the conversation flow. So we've got to take action ourselves.
The problem with Fed's idea is that if you're using the Rayleigh criterion for the horizon, then the size of the aperture would change the distance to the horizon.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
If you're using different optics,
and no one's listening to you, Data. I can still hear the fact that you're talking, but nobody can hear what you're saying.
Yeah, because you're all little.
So you might as well just stop talking.
You're all fucking little chicken shits. Is what you are. You're little pathetic chicken shits who want to conflate optics for Earth curves.
Yeah, I think for him, you want to conflate the Rayleigh criteria.
Can I jump in real quick? Somebody just said something really interesting, and I missed a little bit. Can you go back and say again what you said about the distance changing? Can you say that again, whoever that was?
So according to Flat Earth Data, I just heard what you said. So if you increase the aperture size, according to the Rayleigh criteria, according to Flat Earth Data, you should be able to see further if you have a larger aperture, which obviously isn't true. You can make out more detail with a larger aperture. Yeah. You can never see further.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I mean, Eastman knows Stingray as well. He's had a few conversations with him.
Flat Earth data conveniently only says the Rayleigh criteria is 1.22. He misses the part where it's 1.22 times the aperture over the wavelength. So if you fuck with the aperture,
I just did that formula.
Where's that one change to change the distance of the horizon?
Does anybody know where that 1.22 comes from?
0.00005 divided by 0.005 gives you the size of the angular resolution in radians, which is 0.00001.
Is the angular resolution in radians.
We want to take radians and change it into degrees.
Now, the Rayleigh criterion only applies to the distinguishing two light sources from each other.
Yeah, it's basically like how much detail we can see of a faraway object.
Angular resolution
2-point light sources distinguished from each other or seen as one, and at that criterion they will be one. But if they're still invisible, not obscured by curvature, then you'll see that there's light.
Yeah,
it's just going to be 1 point.
I have a question for Flatter Data. Can you show us it with your formula why the bottom of the ship disappear and the top not? Give us the numbers.
Gentlemen, either you're really, really desperate, or you just don't understand how angles work. Have you ever laid a camera on the ground and then used an object away from the camera to come at the central focal point of the camera? Have you ever done anything like that?
Was level?
Have you ever done anything like that? Have you ever used optics and see that after a certain angle, objects will appear to move downward into the central focal point position?
Did you make sure that the horizon was in the center line of the camera's view?
So it has nothing, you don't need the horizon for this example to work. You can do this on your own by using just a camera and a level.
But how did you make sure that your camera was pointed in the proper direction?
Again, every camera that you use has an automated level inside, plus an external level if you want to put it to your camera.
Every single camera ever?
When you do that, you get
Are you an idiot? Yeah,
you are.
So, yeah,
Data.
It's okay. So the point
when you
is,
do that, no,
listen,
stop that nonsense. When you do that, you get the classical M16 sighting post
if you have a position from point A and a position of point B, and point B is at that critical angle, any object behind that point B and that critical angle will appear to move downward. Do you guys disagree with that?
Yes.
Yeah, because you've never done it. You're fucking morons, and I've done it on my channel countless times.
I've seen. Are you talking about your garage experiment, or is that you? Was that somebody else?
In fact, what I've done is I've gone and done a boat exercise with a camera 4 feet off the ground to prove my fucking point. And I have it up on my channel. It's called Parasailing Over the Edge. It's called Parasailing Over the Edge. And you morons don't think there's not 6-foot waves, 8-foot waves in the ocean. You guys don't think that a
Who said that?
You guys don't think that a wave.
Why are you just claiming shit that we've never said in our lives? I've seen an 8-foot wave. I've seen a 20-foot wave.
You can't even admit that a fucking wave will block the bottom of a boat as it moves away. That's how pathetic and disingenuous you are.
Really not going to be consistently blocked now, is it?
Nope.
Is the weather consistent? Does the horizon change positions? Yeah, because it's based on fucking optics and weather, dude. Not a physical curvature.
Waves are not going to consistently cover the bottom of a large ship. That's not going to happen.
The bottom line is that the angle which you create based on your wherever your position is, that's going to have an angle of view. If the object at a distance away from you is at that maximum or critical angle, all objects above that angle will appear to move downward. This is a fucking
Do you remember when Oakley was destroyed on that point? That angle of attack argument?
Now you want to talk about Oakley? You want to talk about Oakley? You guys are fucking pathetic, man. Focus on what I just said. Focus on what I fucking just said, you pathetic human being.
You just quoted Oakley. You did it poorly, indeed.
I don't do what fucking Oakley does, you moron. I talk about fucking exactly what I'm talking about. You want to talk about Oakley. Talk about being at a critical angle, and any object passing that critical angle will appear to move downward. That is a fucking observable. That is an observable
if you understood optics, you would know that when you place optics, large objects, mirrors and surface, or any other thing, I'm not interrupting you, I'm just over talking you because you're an idiot. When you place optics near a surface or an object, such as, let's say, putting a scope on an M16 rifle, you get that front sight post in your visual field.
Now you're talking about M16
but
rifle,
you're still going to be seeing around it because the optics resolve things behind it by the outer rim of it.
Not at all. Don't talk about the critical angle. No, don't mention it. Talk about your fucking rifle and Nathan Oakley, you moron.
I just told you how that optical trick works.
You're a moron, dude. The point is that when an object passes the critical point of angle, it will appear to move downward. That is a fucking observable fact.
No, it isn't. It is an optical phenomenon that I have an explanation for.
You are a sad individual. Any angle cut off.
I just gave you the optical explanation, and you overtalked it because it destroys the point.
You're a sad individual, and it's
you
okay, buddy. Somebody will love you. Somebody will love you, and somebody will take care of you one day when you're fucking senile. You're getting there already a little too early. Don't worry about it. You have platters to help you out.
Got it. So the way we can falsify your claim is that we can measure, we can know the height of something that's beyond our horizon, and then we can, or at least part of it is obscured by the horizon, right? And then we can figure out what
angles. Can you?
Okay, Flatter. Let me finish.
You can nullify angles, can you? How do you nullify an angle? I'm talking
No,
about two positions.
we can
Listen to my
falsify
argument.
your position. We can falsify your claim.
Indeed.
Only that, you're fucking not even focused on the argument.
No,
Between
not.
position A and position
We're
B.
telling you
If
that
there
your
is a
understanding
maximum
of
or a
optics is
critical,
not
if
adequate.
there's a maximum angle, critical point between position A and position B, any object passing that position B will
Can you
appear
draw a
to move
picture? Because I don't really understand what you mean by that.
It's basic
That's
perspective.
good.
I don't know how you guys are arguing.
Hold on.
He's not saying anything
Hold on.
crazy.
Flat data, I asked you exactly for that. Give me the numbers. How you calculate when you stop seeing the bottom of the sheet?
Take 0.0213, which is
No. Calculate. Give me
I'm giving you a
distances.
fucking formula. I'm giving you a
No, you
formula.
didn't give me numbers, not formula.
It's valid up to 10 miles, okay? And it's based off the Rayleigh criterion. 0.0213 times it by pi divided by 180 times it by the distance in miles. You'll get whatever's fucking hidden. You fucking morons. And it's
Why did I have to convert it into radians?
a circle, you moron. We see in
Oh,
a
you
circle.
could use degrees.
You can transfer radians into degrees, moron. It's the same. Radians and a degree is just a mathematical quantification of a circle, you tard.
So
he's just being difficult for fun, man. He's being cheeky. Don't worry about it.
Lay the truth on you, fucktard. You guys are morons.
Now, I will repeat, when you use optics near a surface, any surface, the upper part of the optics will look over it, and the lower part of the optics can be obscured. And that causes the effect that sometimes you can see over the edge of a table, resolving objects that are actually hidden by the table if you take away the lens. It's a very known phenomenon. I don't know how
diffraction, that's there is called diffraction. What you're seeing is the result of diffraction, which is the light passing over a bend or a
That's
sharp
not what
point of an
diffraction
angle.
is.
No, that is not diffraction at all.
Diffraction
No,
is the...
that is not diffraction. You're simply wrong here.
Gentlemen, you guys are fucking morons. Diffraction is where the light, the angle of light going past
no angle of light.
Shut the fuck up.
There's simply the upper part of the lens
Stop
still seeing the
interrupting
object.
me, you pathetic princesses. Stop.
Is you being a princess here? Is you wanting to overtalk the point because you know it destroys your argument?
Aperture of the eye and the wavelength of
Don't
light.
you dare
passing
interrupt
around-
Fed.
You keep interrupting me because you guys know I'm right. My argument is solid.
No, you're wrong.
I don't mind hearing everybody, but I wish everybody wouldn't have to yell.
Well, the point is I'm yelling is I need to release this fucking frustration.
I know, hon.
That's what
I
I'm
know.
yelling for.
You see, the
And that's what
problem
I'm.
with
That's
your
what I'm.
frustration is
These
that you're
people,
wrong and you know
these
it.
people are like possessed by some fucking entity, or they're paid to be here. They're just bad for humanity
Or we just
altogether
simply
because
know
they're
you're wrong.
lying. You're fucking lying at either you're stupid as fuck, or you're
Or we know
purposely
you're wrong.
lying. No, it's not wrong. Dude, I've done these examples myself. I've
Yes,
demonstrated
you
them on my
taking a lot of
channel.
blurry pictures.
I've
You're taking your blurry
demonstrated them
pictures.
on
They
my
do not help you.
channel. I've demonstrated them on my channel. You fucking got nothing. Nobody
Wait, we
here
can
has
get
got no
paid
fucking
for this?
videos. Nobody's got nothing. I
Maybe.
demonstrated on my video. I've given the math. I have examples. I actually have practical, repeatable examples to prove that there's no radius of 3,959 miles.
Yo,
None of it.
bro,
You guys
Flat
got
Earth Data. Link your video, man.
Just go to Flat Earth Data YouTube. They're all there.
Fed also lied about his model and got busted live on Ranties by Stingray.
Didn't lie about any of my model, you moron.
You absolutely did. You got busted in real time.
Everybody has a flat earth model because it's impossible for any flat earther who believes in flat earth at all to measure this entire place. So
No,
let's just get on.
Does your globe model encompass everything about your theory?
Yes, pretty much.
No, it does not. Your fucking spinning ball model that you have in your classroom does not represent.
Of course, it's only part of the representation.
It does not. There's
It's
no
only one small part of the representation
There's
of
no
what.
practical example of your model in reality. There are
So why
compartmentalized
does it
small
match
sections.
reality?
It doesn't match reality. Show me water on a ball, dude.
Show me
Forming to a ball without a container.
Show me a mass that can have gravitational attraction that's greater than the Earth's at such a small scale.
Show me a flat surface
They
that
can't
can.
prove it. It's
Show me.
unfalsifiable and unprovable.
Show me a flat surface that can block something
That's thousands of miles above it.
I
can demonstrate and present an example of why objects disappear bottom up. I can demonstrate it. I can
Show me a flat Earth data. Show me a flat surface that can block something that's thousands of miles above it.
So thousands of miles above it. Hey, bud, how far can you see 6 foot on the ground?
Flat Earth data, show us a model of you in 1 in 10 scale.
Your model doesn't represent all of your theory.
Show us a model of you in 1 in 10 that works. Or your argument is
compartmentalized model that doesn't account.
You see, you
flat
can't
Earth
make
data.
model of you.
Can you model the flat Earth?
It exist by your own argument.
What part of
Flat Earth
flat
data.
Earth do you need modeled?
Can you model the flat Earth? The whole
Can I
thing.
model the whole world into a flat Earth model? No, I can't.
Sure. Go for it.
And neither can you.
So how come our models match reality and yours don't?
What part of your model matches reality? Which
All
one?
of it. All of it. The entire thing.
The shape, the seasons, the weather,
the shadows, everything.
It doesn't match the radius of the Earth. If you get the radius wrong, it doesn't match the physics of water at all.
Google Maps.
Not one bit.
Really matches the physics
Your
of
Earth
water.
curvature calculators don't add in why there's
thermodynamics, heat
Your
transfer.
Earth curvature calculators don't add in perspective or convergence
Weather
of light. None of it.
I ain't never seen curvature, and I never felt motion.
Predicting
does
what
not
planets
match
are going to
reality.
be.
Satellite orbits.
You can make a model, but it doesn't mean it's reality.
It doesn't need to be a complete model.
Yeah.
Like yours, it's not a complete model.
Well,
It is.
You don't have a complete model.
The
No,
globe
you don't. You have
physical
CGI.
globe is not a complete
You have
model. No.
CGI. You have nothing in reality.
The model needs to have
Your
legs.
model. You have CGI. That's all you got. CGI, buddy, and you have mass consensus.
Flat Earth
from
data.
programming.
Your argument there.
You don't have mass consensus from research.
Models.
You don't have mass consensus from research. You have mass consensus from brainwashing and
Okay.
programming. There's
Well,
a difference.
flat Earth data. A scientific
That's why you
model.
guys are all. That's why you
Hold
guys
on.
are all threatened.
Let me get this out. This will take 10 seconds tops. A scientific model is a physical and or mathematical and or conceptual representation of a system of ideas, events, or processes.
9, 10.
I was pretty close, right?
It's a model, dude. It's not reality, you dumb fuck.
We didn't say it was. We said it was a model.
Your model.
A model is a model.
It's
reality
reified.
is reality.
It's not
Remember
real.
when you try.
That's percent. Okay, I thought.
Right.
I
Well,
thought
people have admitted it's not a complete model, but then again, defend it till it's no end, almost as it's complete. So there is almost this back and forth weirdness to it.
It don't matter. The Earth is flat, yo. You dig?
You dig a dish, home.
Yeah, you dig so much you won't go to China, man.
No, man, because there ain't no China on the other side of a ball. You ain't sticking to the other side of a ball, you spinning globe monkey worshiper. What? That's crazy talk, G.
Yo, no name. No name. Why you change your name?
Well, because I didn't want people to know my name was Aloysius Schickelgruber. That's an embarrassing name to have.
You been playing MGT?
Hell yeah, man. I got Mythic last season, and of course, they restarted the season, so I got busted down to like gold 4, so I'm laddering back up the rank.
Magic the Gathering online arena. Hey, you fucker, you never respond to my messages. I'm the one who got you into it. You never respond. I'm always trying to whisper you every now and then, like, it's over. Trump is dead. It's over. You never respond.
I never see any of your messages.
Well, it's hard in the game because like you'll be in a game and then you won't see it. It's like you have to catch somebody when they're in the lobby before you pick your game. It's like kind of bullshit.
Yeah, I've sent you a bunch of challenge requests, but yeah, it says the same thing that you're currently in a match or something.
That's awesome, man. We love it. Great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So now let's
this is basically the equivalent of a bunch of buddies hanging out in a bar, arguing with each other, and having a conversation, Dave. Sorry it doesn't go the way you want to sometimes.
Well, I'm going to derail it every time because the Earth has been known for, 3,000 years now?
Yeah, finish your sentence.
To be what?
He doesn't even know what he doesn't know what he's saying.
I did. I probably put out on my phone. The Earth has been known for thousands of years now.
The Earth has been known.
How to get high and be stupid, like this guy.
The Earth has been
known to exist for thousands of years.
I don't get high.
I mean, it's grammatically correct.
I mean,
I didn't want to hear any noise from
yeah,
my
but
mic,
it's
'cause I wasn't
supposedly
saying
more than
anything,
that if you want to
I'm
go
concerned
by.
that my sensitivity's up too high. Because
No, you
Chemo
sound
thought
fine
that I
to
had a
me.
hot mic again. I don't know why he keeps thinking that.
What's the
That's
matter
a-
with you?
That's like me saying the invention of the parachute has revolutionized the skydiving industry. It's just a worthless statement to even say.
Right?
You know what
Yeah.
You get what
every
I'm
pilot
saying,
just
Jeremy.
just
It's
die
just
every
like
time
what?
they jump out of a plane.
Talking about
Well, it definitely reduced the lethality of skydiving after its invention. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I didn't want to get into a parachute skydiving debate. I was just
Well, you started it, Jeremy.
Jesus.
I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
then don't bring it up there.
Hey, Jeremy, you think you can make it out there in the oil field business where they make fun of people like you?
Hey, what
In
happened
the
to Flat
old
Earth
field
Data? Did you-
business.
I mean, you think, I was just talking about this yesterday. When I was in the oil field, like, they will fuck you up. There's no HR. They don't care out there. Like, you say some stupid shit like this, flat earth stuff, they'll tear you up. They really will.
Oh, come on. That's
Yeah,
not
they raise
necessarily so
up.
true.
It is true. It is true. I've been out there rigging. They don't care.
Isn't it mainly men? And men have the tendency to want to think in manners that we were talking about outside the box. A lot of women are not in the community because they are mainstream because of kids and stuff. So I think men would be more susceptible to understand this and want to talk about it.
Stacey, you have to understand most people are ignorant and dumb, right? That
That is
includes men
very true.
and women. And then also with like in the rigs and stuff like that, there's a lot of like banter and a lot of like, horsing around and kind
Yeah,
of like bullying and
guys
stuff
being
like that, hazing.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wondered if the frail men out there would make it. I don't really think they do. Like even Percent's here with his little girly voice, they'd be like, "Hey, boy,
Oh,
you got
for
that?
fuck's
You got
sake.
that?"
Okay,
girly
if we're
voice?"
going off, I'm not frail, first of all. And if you're going by
Right.
voices, if we're going by voices, you're gonna start talking shit about Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
you guys always picking
on
me?
That's so not
fair,
you bunch of bullies. Till he put up his fist. You're right. You're absolutely right.
And then he kicks your ass.
It's about demeanor out there too. So I set an early set on the demeanor out there. Nobody fucked with me, but when you get a nickname,
I'll go right on your oil rig and tell them it's all flat.
When-
What?
when
And
you
then
get-
what?
when you get a nickname like Butterbean, they're not gonna fuck with you. So I don't know.
Butterbean.
Some shit we were talking about last night. I don't know. Figured I'd fill you in. Okay, let's get back to this. Okay, we had a break and derail. Let's get back to the shape of the earth because we're not going to convince each other, but we're going to sit in here every day.
You sit here and argue about it every day. Yep.
What happened to Flat Earth
Doesn't
Every
make it
Data?
to
fucking
be
day.
this conversation.
Nobody wants to talk about how your kids are growing up and things are going by real fast and life is
Right.
shooting you in the eye, but we're going to talk
He's-
about this
he's right,
stuff.
he's right.
Budget.
Oh,
We can talk
hey,
about
that's
I
it.
agree.
you bring up a great point there, Jake. Stacy, while I've got you and you're not about to go to sleep,
Oh,
have you read that article
goodness.
that Russ shared with you 2
This
days
has
ago?
nothing to do with children and the conversation
Nope,
that we're
you're right.
discussing
It
right
doesn't.
now,
We weren't
Jeremy.
having that
You just
conversation,
want to
so it was a
go
perfect time to have a
swinging
segue,
in there
Stacey.
to trying to punch me in my stomach, but it don't
Let's-
work today.
I ain't punching you. I'm just
All right,
asking you a
all right,
question.
so-
Did you ever
Let's
get
talk
around
about-
to reading that article that Druss
Hey,
shared
did
with
you
you
ever
2
find
days
that
ago?
refraction in reality that you quantify with zeros and ones that you said I can't find because it doesn't exist? Okay, you didn't find that. So when you find those zeros and ones that you see in
So,
reality
I'm
of
gonna take that as
quantification,
a
please let me
no.
know, and
I'm
then
just
I'll
gonna
read
take
your
it as a
article.
no then.
Love you.
So yeah,
All right.
you're not
You
ever
wanna
gonna
talk
get
about
around
these
to
Nice
idiots?
exchange. That was awesome.
You want to talk about how
Eventually,
these
you
idiots
guys-
wouldn't concede last night that we see in 2D?
Eventually,
Nah.
you guys will have to
No.
construct some type of fucking model. I don't care if it's triangle shape. I don't care if it's like whatever, but eventually you're
Dodecahedron
gonna have to get it working at
I
a
care.
smaller scale. But then again, we got Pennywise Globe in here who will say DMOC, I think they call him. Who will say, "Where's your globe? Where's your globe down to size?"
Yes. You spinning water monkeys. I don't get it, And then Curve comes in and says, you can't expect this from science. You expect too much from science.
Well, you can.
I'd rather be a penny-wise flat earther than a pound foolish globe earther.
You can do things in a smaller scale to some degree to show it. Like when you were in science class as a kid, they had like all the planets on that little thing, and your teacher would crank it, and it would show you how they kind of spin around each other. So there is kind of a way to do things on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
Not all things can be done on a small scale. You have to admit.
Yeah, but flat earthers, you aren't going to accept that model because it's not the balls attracting each other. It's just mechanical images, right?
Yeah, but what I don't understand, I mean, the point was, and Jake made a great point, was that, Stacy, did you ever get around to reading that article?
No.
Did you ever get around finding that fucking refraction? I didn't think so.
Yes, I did. If you'd read that article, you'd be able to see it.
Oh, it's an article, but you don't see it in reality. I don't see zeros and ones in reality. I can't see that. That's not data that I can see in reality.
Stacey. You don't have number vision.
Oh, number vision. Yes. Fuck the stupid refraction. Right now we're down to number vision.
You'll be able to see it. But anyway, you guys want us to shrink the globe down to something that'll fit in your kitchen and still obey the laws of gravity, but somehow be exempt from the Earth's gravity. But you guys can't even make a map. Like just a simple map. That's all we've been asking for a while.
I can make you a map. Make a map.
Make a map. Do it. I would love to see that. Make a map.
I didn't say a flat Earth. I didn't say a flat Earth.
Measurements no, just flat, dude.
Kids make maps all the time.
I'll give somebody something they were talking about the other day. I don't think they're a flat earther. On the Tim Pool show yesterday with Alex Jones screaming and some other menace guys screaming at each other because I thought it was hilarious. They were talking about magnet, a bunch of weird, creepy things about magnetics and other things other theories that are coming about. So I don't know. You might want to look out. No name. Maybe they're right.
Yeah.
Of course, then again, they were talking about aliens too. So
yeah,
But
how are the aliens getting through the dome? Is what I want to know. Are they like teleporting through it? Are they drilling through it with lasers? What are they? How are they getting through the firmament?
I think there was something about that they were actually just extraterrestrials from another dimension per se, because technically you're on ayahuasca, like some of these people in here, and then DMT, tripping on DMT, which is another drug that people probably fucking take that are in here. And at the end of the day, like, it's more of demons kind of than just like physical beings. I think it's just like another dimension, and like you're demonic. So then they were talking about this other guy that used to take it.
Every time you say that, all that I can think of is that Beastie Boys song, Intergalactic. Every time, another dimension.
Well, I mean, that's what they were talking about. I mean, it's kind of weird that the conscious just drifts and does some other things. And I implore you guys, like, you might not be Alex Jones fans, you might not be Tim Pool fans, you might not be the Menace guy fan, and then the other girl, and the other person that was on the show, but I implore you to kind of listen to it because it was actually kind of good. I mean, they talked about quite a bit of things, but didn't talk about flat Earth. They tried to. And Alex was like, I don't believe in no flat Earth. Tell you what, boy, shoot my 50 cal gun. No. But
you see, the problem with models and modeling,
you need them right now
to any scale you feel like is, well, show me a 1 in 10 chemo model that works and views dumb shit all day. Oh, you can't do that. Then chemo can't exist because you cannot be modeled in 1 in 10. Well, there you have it. Chemo debunked.
Well, I mean, like yesterday, like, where's Diesel?
Mocking each other?
Diesel was putting up a good fight about the sunsets. Like, we don't see. There's certain things you don't see. I mean, like he said, you can take a drone when the sun is setting and the sun is gone, and then go up real quick with a drone with a camera and live feed and catch the sun again. Like, it's not zooming out like you guys think. It's going below the horizon. So
that's a cool story.
It's not a cool story. You can just do it with a fucking cheap ass drone from China and be
China. Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about this, Becky. Like, this is the logic things that I think about when you guys have this argument.
Becky.
I mean, the other logic thing is you guys still can't even technically explain the fucking solar and lunar eclipses on a fucking flat plane, like just a pure flat plane. It's just not fucking feasible. Why you do that? Can you explain it? You can't explain it. I think
Can you explain it?
Screaming about like a dark moon. I mean, wasn't Lemon screaming about a dark moon that we don't see? Well, there's a dark moon that you don't see. What the fuck? What? No.
That's a great impression, by the way.
No, I don't.
I literally thought Lemon stepped into the room for a moment.
They got a couple.
Yeah, we gotta consider other paradigms, like the ether.
Yeah, we gotta consider other paradigms.
Yes, the paradigms.
Well, energy is important, and you know that. So keep going. Electricity and all this shit that you guys want to ignore, but it's okay. Gravity's here to save the day.
Oh, Stacy, we have checked all those things.
Oh, you have not.
Not
vacuum is sucky free of everything you guys say. Bullshit.
Daisy,
this is the biggest conspiracy ever, Sword.
Hey! There's a reason we have magnetometers to literally gauge magnets, and we have little multimeters that gauges electrical potential and shit. We have, equipment that will detect this stuff if it was there.
No, we have it now, but we haven't been using it. The Voyager doesn't have a Langmuir probe on it. The IBEX mission didn't have a Langmuir probe on it.
Well, I'm very sure we checked.
Well, a Langmuir probe is how you can actually see the species, the actual electron density to know if a current is really there or not. The magnemeter, it was found, was very inaccurate and inappropriate for use on that issue because the ion trapping in the dust molecule can stop most of the electric current from being visible by the magnometer. Because, for example, in situ, do you mind not interrupting me while I'm being very calm?
Then they're not moving. There's no current.
Actually, there's an electric charge there. The ions. The electrons are being. The electrons that start from the current are being trapped in and they're still there actually, because in situ, the Langmuir probe, you can check NASA's data on the Cassini mission. The Langmuir probe actually detected 200 million electron volts, while the magnometer could only register 5% of that.
Yeah.
So